So we're starting the human head. To begin with, we need to understand the proportions of the human head. So that way we know all the features that we're adding onto the head are in the right spot. So to begin with, we're going to focus on the right-hand side of our worksheet here, where we're drawing what the face looks like from the front, making sure that all the important areas are added in. So to begin with, you're going to draw a line that's halfway between the top and the bottom. You can just use a free hand there. So straight across there. This is what we're going to call the halfway point, or 1/2 eye line. Okay, 1/2 eye line. So the eyes are not placed above or below, but actually right on that line. So it's important to remember. In order to know how large the eyes have to be, you actually have to think about this area in having 5 eyes that would fit across it. So you should have an eye between the side of the face and then between each eye. So roughly what will happen if you think about this in fifths, the eyes would be placed right here. All right? It doesn't have to look perfect, but remember the eyes are placed on that line rather than being on above or below. All right? If your eyes are too large or too small, things are really going to look off on your proportions on your project. All right? Realize that eye looks kind of funny. Oh well, I'm using permanent marker. Next up, what we're going to do is draw a line that's halfway between the eye line and the bottom. So this is what I would call the 1/4 line. Again, draw a line straight across. It's 1/4, and that is 1/4 up from the bottom. And this is called the nose line. Okay, so the bottom of the nose is actually placed right here on this line. So you can just draw kind of a fake nose here. Okay. Next, we're going to put a line in that is halfway between the 1/4 and the chin. All right, so just draw a line right in there. All right. Right above there is where the mouth is, so we're going to label this the 1/8 line, and this is going to be the mouth. Now, you don't want to put your mouth below or even right on top. This is actually what I would call the bottom of the bottom lip. So your mouth is going to be placed kind of right above here, right? So that bottom of the lip ends up right on that spot. Now, in order to know how wide the mouth should be, you can draw a dotted line down. Well, let's draw some tears there from the middle of your eyes. And your mouth should be right about that width. All right, so that one that I just sketched on there was not quite the right size. That way you'll know that your mouth is wide enough. One of the tendencies when we're thinking about the forehead is to have it not have much space. And you actually do want to have quite a bit of space. So down here where that 1/8 of the mouth mark is, you actually want to put another line up here. Okay, this is like 7/8 up from the top. And that is actually where our hairline would be. All right, otherwise we're not going to have a whole lot of room for our forehead. Eyebrows are placed right above. All right. You don't want to have them too high or too low, but you definitely want to look at your image and the expression that the person has to know exactly how those eyebrows look and where they should be placed. Okay, next we're going to think about the side view of the head. Now, I made a mark right where the eyes should be, halfway between the top and the bottom. Right above there is our eyebrows, and generally the ear goes as high as the eyebrows. The whole reason we're thinking about the side view here is because of we want to know where the ears go. All right. Next, we draw a line straight over from the bottom of the nose. So we've got a top and a bottom for our ears. Now this line that I'm going to be placing on is halfway between the front of the head and the front over here and the back. That is where the ears should be placed. Now depending on the angle of your head, if they're looking up, versus down versus straight ahead, you may have to adjust the angle of that line. Because if you were to just draw it straight up and down and they're looking up, the ear is going to look really unusual. So I'm going to, because this is just looking straight ahead, I'm just going to draw my line straight down. that is where the ear should be placed. Okay, so we got our top and our bottom marker right in there, right? So that's the ear. So we have all the different areas needed for the proportions of the human head. Now,